The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, How Thoughts Become Beliefs and Beliefs Become Reality, written and published by Echo Tales. Introduction. Your life is shaped by thoughts you rarely notice, every habit you repeat, every belief you hold, every result you experience. All of them begin in your subconscious mind. This book is about understanding that power and learning how to use it with intention. Most people live on autopilot. They think the same thoughts each day. They feel the same emotions. They repeat the same patterns, not because they choose to, but because their subconscious has been trained to do so. The good news is this: what has been learned can be changed. The purpose of this book is simple: to show you how your subconscious mind works, to explain why it influences your behavior so deeply, and to teach you how to guide it in a positive direction. You do not need special talent. You do not need advanced knowledge. You only need awareness and practice. In the chapters ahead, you will learn how thoughts become beliefs. You will discover why repetition shapes reality. You will understand how words, images, and emotions send instructions to the mind. Most importantly, you will learn how to replace limiting ideas and how to plant new ones that support growth, confidence, and clarity. This is not a book about forcing change. It is a book about aligning with the mind that already works for you. As you listen, allow the ideas to settle naturally. There is no need to rush. The subconscious learns best through calm attention and repetition. By the end of this book, you will see your inner world differently, and when the inner world changes, the outer world follows. Let us begin. Chapter 1. The Hidden Power Within You. There is a quiet force working inside you every moment of the day. It guides your actions. It shapes your reactions. It influences your choices, even when you are not aware of it. This force is your subconscious mind. You do not see it at work. You do not hear it speak out loud. Yet it is always active. It listens, it records, and it responds. From the moment you wake up, your subconscious is already in motion. It reminds you how to brush your teeth. It guides your hands when you type or write. It helps you drive without thinking about every turn. You do not consciously plan these actions. They happen automatically. That is the hidden power within you at work. Most people underestimate this power. They believe change requires effort alone. They think success comes only from willpower, but willpower is limited. The subconscious is not. To understand this, imagine learning to ride a bicycle. At first, every movement feels difficult. You think about balance. You focus on every pedal. You worry about falling. Then one day something changes. Your body remembers. You no longer think about balance. You simply ride. That memory did not stay in your conscious mind. It moved into the subconscious. Once it was stored there, it became automatic. This is how the subconscious works. What it learns, it repeats. What it accepts, it protects. This power can work for you, or it can work against you. Consider a simple real-life example. Two people apply for the same opportunity. They have similar skills. They have similar experience. One believes quietly that success is possible. The other believes deep inside that failure is likely. They may say the same words out loud, but their inner messages are different. Their tone is different. Their confidence feels different. The subconscious communicates through behavior. It affects posture. It affects voice. It affects timing. Over time, those small differences create different results. This is why some people repeat the same patterns for years. They change goals but not beliefs. They try harder but think the same. The subconscious continues to deliver familiar outcomes. The hidden power within you does not judge. It does not argue. It does not analyze truth. It simply responds to what it has been given. If you repeatedly think you are not good enough, it accepts that idea. If you consistently imagine progress, it supports that direction. This is not magic. It is mental conditioning. The subconscious mind learns through repetition and emotion. Strong feelings leave strong impressions. Calm repetition builds stable patterns. Think about a time when you felt deeply confident. Your movements were relaxed. Your decisions felt clear. Your energy felt steady. That state did not come from effort alone. It came from alignment inside. Now consider a moment of doubt. Your thoughts were scattered. Your body felt tense. Even simple tasks felt heavy. The difference was not your ability. It was the message running beneath the surface. The hidden power within you responds faster than logic. It reacts before reason catches up. That is why habits form easily. That is also why fear can feel instant. The goal is not to fight this power. The goal is to guide it. You begin by noticing patterns. You observe your automatic thoughts. You listen to your inner dialogue. Do not judge it. Simply notice it. When awareness increases, choice appears. And when choice appears, change becomes possible. Small actions matter here. What you say to yourself matters. What you imagine before sleep matters. What you repeat daily matters. The subconscious responds best to clarity. Simple ideas work better than complex ones. Consistency works better than intensity. You do not need to force belief. You allow it to grow through repetition. Think of the subconscious like soil. Whatever you plant will grow. Positive seeds produce supportive outcomes. Negative seeds grow obstacles. The soil does not choose. It responds. This chapter is not about pressure. It is about understanding. Once you understand the hidden power within you, you stop fighting yourself. You begin to work with your own mind. You align thought with intention. You align emotion with direction. In the chapters ahead, you will learn how to communicate with this inner power clearly. You will learn how to shape it with purpose. You will learn how to make it an ally instead of an obstacle. For now, remember this. The power you seek is not outside you. It has always been within you, waiting for direction. Chapter 2. The Conscious and Subconscious Mind Explained. To understand the power of your mind, you must first understand its structure. The human mind works on more than one level. Each level has a specific role. Each level influences your life in a different way. The two main parts of the mind are the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. They work together at all times, yet they do very different jobs. The conscious mind is the thinking mind. It is the part you are using right now. It reads these words. It listens to this voice. It analyzes information. It makes decisions based on logic. Whenever you choose what to eat, whenever you plan your day, whenever you focus on a task, you are using your conscious mind. The conscious mind is active and aware. It deals with the present moment. It asks questions. It compares options. It decides what to accept or reject. However, the conscious mind has limits. It can only focus on a small amount of information at one time. It also gets tired. This is why concentration fades after long effort. Now let us look at the subconscious mind. This part of the mind works quietly. It does not analyze. It does not argue. It does not question. The subconscious mind records everything it accepts. It stores memories. It stores habits. It stores emotional patterns. It also controls automatic behavior. Your breathing is guided by the subconscious. Your heartbeat is managed by it. Your posture and tone are influenced by it. You do not tell your heart to beat. You do not remind yourself how to walk. The subconscious handles these processes without effort. Think of the conscious mind as a gatekeeper. It decides which ideas are allowed in. The subconscious mind is the storehouse. Once an idea enters, it is kept and used. This relationship explains why repetition is powerful. When the conscious mind hears something often, it stops questioning it. Eventually, the idea passes into the subconscious. Once stored, it becomes part of your internal system. It influences behavior automatically. Here is a simple example. As a child, you learned how to speak your language. You did not study grammar rules first. You listened, you repeated, you absorbed. Your conscious mind was exposed to words. Your subconscious stored patterns. Over time, speaking became natural. You do not think about sentence structure now. Words flow automatically. That is the subconscious at work. The same process happens with beliefs. If you repeatedly hear that something is difficult, you accept it. If you repeatedly experience doubt, the pattern becomes familiar. The subconscious does not care if an idea is helpful or harmful. It only responds to what is repeated and emotionally charged. This is an important point. The subconscious does not distinguish between truth and imagination. It responds to both in the same way. If you imagine failure with strong emotion, the body reacts. Your heart rate changes. Your muscles tense. The mind prepares for threat. If you imagine success clearly and calmly, the body also responds. Confidence increases. Focus improves. Energy becomes steady. The subconscious follows images and feelings. It does not follow logic alone. The conscious mind, on the other hand, reasons and evaluates. It says yes or no. It agrees or disagrees. But once it relaxes its guard, ideas pass through. This often happens during strong emotion. It also happens through repetition. It happens before sleep. It happens when attention is relaxed. Understanding this relationship gives you control. You stop blaming yourself for patterns you did not choose. You realize that many behaviors were learned, not born. You also realize something empowering. What was learned can be relearned. The conscious mind sets intention. The subconscious mind carries it out. If the conscious mind says, "I want change," but the subconscious holds fear, conflict appears. If both are aligned, progress feels natural. This is why forcing change often fails. Willpower comes from the conscious mind. Habits live in the subconscious. Lasting change happens when both minds work together. You begin by using the conscious mind wisely. You choose what you think about. You choose what you repeat. You choose what you focus on emotionally. With time, the subconscious accepts new patterns. Old habits lose strength. New responses become automatic. This chapter is about clarity. Once you understand how these two minds interact, confusion fades. You stop fighting resistance. You start guiding direction. In the next chapters, you will learn how to speak to the subconscious clearly. You will learn how to use repetition, emotion, and imagery. You will learn how to create cooperation instead of conflict. For now, remember this foundation. The conscious mind chooses the message. The subconscious mind delivers the result. Chapter 3. How your subconscious accepts ideas. Every idea that shapes your life enters the mind in a simple way. It is not forced. It is not argued. It is accepted through repetition and feeling. The subconscious mind does not think like the conscious mind. It does not question ideas. It does not analyze logic. It accepts what is presented to it often enough, and with enough emotion. This is how beliefs are formed. An idea begins as a thought. The thought is repeated. The repetition creates familiarity. Familiarity creates acceptance. Once accepted, the idea becomes a belief. Once a belief is formed, behavior follows naturally. Think about how a path forms in a field. One person walks across it once. Nothing changes. But when many people walk the same way every day, a clear path appears. The subconscious works the same way. Thoughts that pass once leave little trace. Thoughts that return again and again create mental pathways. This is why casual thoughts matter less than repeated ones. It is also why emotional moments leave deep impressions. Emotion acts like a signal booster. A calm thought whispers. A thought with emotion speaks loudly. When joy is present, the subconscious listens closely. When fear is present, it listens even more closely. This explains why early experiences are powerful. As a child, the conscious mind is not fully developed. Ideas pass directly into the subconscious. Words from authority figures feel true. Emotional moments leave lasting marks. But this process does not stop in adulthood. It only becomes less obvious. Every day you repeat certain ideas to yourself. You comment silently on your performance. You judge your progress. You predict outcomes before they happen. These inner statements may feel harmless, but the subconscious treats them as instructions. If you say something often enough, the subconscious accepts it as a rule. If you feel it strongly enough, the belief settles even faster. Consider a person who repeatedly says, "I am bad at this." At first it feels like an opinion. Later it feels like a fact. Eventually the body responds with hesitation. Energy drops. Focus weakens. The subconscious is not trying to sabotage success. It is trying to stay consistent with what it believes. Consistency is its highest goal. This is why change can feel uncomfortable at first. New ideas conflict with old programming. The subconscious resists not because change is wrong. It resists because the new pattern feels unfamiliar. This resistance is not failure. It is a signal. It means a new idea is being introduced. It means the mind is adjusting. Another key way the subconscious accepts ideas is through imagery. The subconscious responds strongly to pictures. It treats imagined scenes as real experiences. When you visualize clearly, the subconscious reacts. Muscles respond. Emotions activate. Behavior adjusts. This is why athletes use mental rehearsal. The body learns through imagined repetition. The mind builds confidence before action. The subconscious also learns through tone and emotion. Words spoken calmly are accepted gently. Words spoken with conviction carry weight. This applies to self-talk as much as spoken language. The tone you use internally matters. A harsh inner voice creates tension. A calm and steady voice creates safety. Safety allows learning. The subconscious accepts ideas best when the mind is relaxed. This happens before sleep. It also happens after waking. It happens during calm focus. In these moments, the conscious guard is lowered. Ideas pass through more easily. This is why bedtime thoughts matter. Whatever you focus on before sleep often continues working overnight. It is also why worry before sleep feels powerful. The subconscious receives those images without resistance. Now consider repetition again. Repetition does not mean force. It means consistency. Short phrases repeated daily work better than long statements used once. Simple images used often work better than complex ones rarely imagined. The subconscious prefers simplicity. Clear messages are easier to accept. This leads to an important insight. You do not need to convince yourself aggressively. You only need to present ideas gently and consistently. Think of teaching a child. You repeat patiently. You encourage calmly. You do not argue constantly. The subconscious learns the same way. Action also reinforces belief. When behavior matches a new idea, acceptance increases. Small actions create evidence. Evidence strengthens belief. If you act confident, even slightly, the subconscious notices. If you show up consistently, the message becomes real. This is how ideas become identity. Thought becomes belief. Belief becomes behavior. Behavior becomes pattern. This chapter reveals a simple truth. Your subconscious is always learning. The only question is what it is learning from. In the chapters ahead, you will learn how to choose ideas deliberately. You will learn how to present them in a way the subconscious accepts easily. You will learn how to replace old patterns without struggle. For now, remember this principle. What you repeat with feeling, you become. Chapter 4. The role of thoughts and emotions. Thoughts are the starting point of every inner experience. Emotions give those thoughts their strength. Together they shape how the subconscious responds. A thought alone can be light. It can pass through the mind and disappear. An emotion alone can rise and fall, but when a thought and an emotion join, a message is formed. The subconscious listens closely to that message. Every day, thousands of thoughts move through your mind. Most of them are brief. Many are automatic. Only a few carry emotions strong enough to leave a mark. Emotion is the signal that tells the subconscious to pay attention. When a thought is paired with fear, the body reacts instantly. Breathing changes, muscles tighten, focus narrows. When a thought is paired with calm confidence, the body responds differently. Breathing slows, posture opens, attention becomes steady. The subconscious does not separate the thought from the feeling. It reads them as one instruction. This is why the same words can have different effects. A phrase spoken casually carries little weight. The same phrase spoken with strong feeling leaves an impression. Think of a moment when you felt embarrassed. The event may have lasted seconds, yet the memory can feel vivid years later. The reason is emotion. Emotion stamps the moment into the subconscious. Now consider a moment of joy, laughter, pride, relief. Those moments also stay clear in memory. They shape expectations. They influence confidence. Emotion tells the subconscious what matters. Thoughts set direction. Emotions provide energy. If thoughts point forward, but emotions pull back, progress feels difficult. If thoughts and emotions move together, action feels natural. This explains why positive thinking alone often fails. If the words are positive but the emotion is tense, the subconscious receives mixed signals. Confusion slows response. The goal is not forced positivity. The goal is emotional alignment. A calm belief is more powerful than an excited doubt. A steady intention is stronger than loud motivation. Now let us look at everyday examples. A person prepares for an important conversation. They think about what to say, but beneath the planning is emotion. If the emotion is fear, the body reacts. The voice may shake. Timing feels off. Words are forgotten. If the emotion is calm assurance, the same plan flows easily. The voice feels grounded. The body supports the message. The difference is not intelligence. It is emotional tone. The subconscious adjusts behavior based on feeling first. Logic comes later. This is also why repeated emotional states become habits. If stress is felt daily, the body learns tension. If calm focus is practiced often, the body learns ease. Emotions can become familiar patterns. The subconscious seeks familiarity. This does not mean emotions control you forever. It means they can be trained. You begin by noticing emotional patterns. When does tension appear? When does confidence rise? What thoughts are present in those moments? Awareness changes the relationship. Once you see the link between thought and emotion, you gain choice. You can soften the emotion. You can adjust the thought. Small shifts matter. A harsh inner comment can be softened. A rushed thought can be slowed. A fearful image can be replaced with a neutral one. Small changes reduce emotional intensity. Reduced intensity allows the subconscious to relax. A relaxed subconscious is more open to learning. Another important point is emotional honesty. Suppressing emotion does not remove it. It often strengthens it beneath the surface. Acknowledging emotion allows it to pass. Naming it reduces its grip. When emotion settles, thoughts become clearer. When thoughts are clear, direction improves. This process builds emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is not control. It is understanding. You do not eliminate emotions. You guide them. This chapter also reveals why repetition with emotion is powerful. Repeating a thought without feeling creates little change. Repeating a thought with calm belief builds stability. Strong emotion is not always required. Consistency is more important. Gentle confidence repeated daily creates deep roots. Stirs a vetoed. Subconscious prefers safety. It opens when emotion feels manageable. Overwhelming emotion can cause resistance. This is why gradual change works best. If you want to build confidence, start with small wins. Let success feel normal. Allow pride to be calm and steady. If you want to release fear, begin with understanding. Reduce pressure. Lower intensity. Thoughts and emotions work together like partners. Thoughts provide the map. Emotions provide the fuel. When the map is clear and the fuel is steady, movement is smooth. In the next chapters you will learn how to shape emotional tone deliberately. You will learn how imagery and language influence feeling. You will learn how to create emotional states that support your goals. For now, remember this principle. The subconscious responds to how you feel about what you think. Align thought with emotion, and change becomes natural. Chapter 5. The Power of Words and Self-Talk. Words are more than sounds. They are signals sent to the mind. Every word you repeat carries instruction. Some words are spoken out loud. Many are spoken silently. The subconscious listens to both. This inner language is called self-talk. It runs quietly throughout the day. It comments on your actions. It explains your experiences. It predicts outcomes before they happen. Most people are not aware of this inner voice, yet it influences confidence, focus, and behavior constantly. The subconscious treats self-talk as truth. It does not question tone. It does not test accuracy. It responds to repetition. If a phrase is repeated often enough, it becomes familiar. If it becomes familiar, it becomes accepted. Think about how you learned your name. You heard it repeatedly. No one argued its meaning. Over time, it became part of your identity. Self-talk works the same way. A person who repeatedly says, "I am slow," begins to act cautiously. A person who often says, "I learn quickly," approaches tasks differently. The words shape expectation. Expectation shapes behavior. Many people believe motivation creates language. In reality, language often creates motivation. The words you use internally set emotional tone. Harsh words create tension. Supportive words create safety. The subconscious prefers safety. When it feels safe, it learns. When it feels threatened, it resists. This is why self-criticism often backfires. It may sound demanding, but it creates inner pressure. Pressure reduces clarity. Encouraging language produces better results. It keeps the nervous system calm. It allows focus to remain steady. This does not mean ignoring mistakes. It means addressing them constructively. There is a difference between saying, "I failed," and saying, "I am learning." Both acknowledge reality. Only one supports progress. The subconscious responds to meaning, not grammar. It responds to tone, not logic. This is why joking negative statements still affect you, even said lightly. Repetition leaves an imprint. Words spoken about yourself carry special weight. They come from authority. That authority is you. Consider how you would speak to someone you care about. You would guide them. You would encourage them. You would not insult them repeatedly. Yet many people speak harshly to themselves every day. This creates inner conflict. The conscious mind wants success. The subconscious hears discouragement. Conflict slows progress. Now consider a simple shift. Replace judgment with direction. Instead of saying, "I always mess this up," say, "I am improving step by step." Instead of saying, "I am not ready," say, "I am preparing." These phrases are calm. They do not deny reality. They guide direction. The subconscious accepts guidance more easily than pressure. Another important aspect of words is timing. Self-talk is especially powerful during emotional moments. It is also powerful before sleep. It is powerful after waking. During these times, the conscious guard is relaxed. Words pass more easily into the subconscious. This is why bedtime language matters. Ending the day with calm, supportive thoughts allows the mind to reset. Even simple phrases are effective. Today was productive. I handled that well. I am learning every day. These statements do not need excitement. They need consistency. Repetition builds belief. Affirmations work when they feel believable. Overly dramatic statements can create resistance. Simple and neutral phrases work best. The subconscious prefers clarity. It responds well to present tense language. It reacts to statements that sound final. For example, saying, "I am becoming more confident," feels natural. Saying, "I will be confident someday," delays the signal. Language shapes identity over time. Self-talk also affects posture and movement. Words influence emotion. Emotion influences the body. A confident inner voice leads to relaxed shoulders. A fearful inner voice creates tension. This happens automatically. You can test this now. Say a discouraging phrase silently. Notice the body response. Notice the shift. This awareness gives you control. You do not need to monitor every thought. You only need to notice repeated patterns. Once noticed, they can be adjusted. Change begins with interruption. Catch the phrase. Pause it. Replace it gently. Do not fight the old words. Simply introduce new ones. The subconscious learns through exposure. New language repeated daily becomes familiar. Familiar language becomes belief. This chapter is about responsibility, not blame. Many inner phrases were learned long ago. They were absorbed unconsciously. Now you have awareness. With awareness comes choice. In the chapters ahead, you will learn how to combine words with imagery and emotion. You will learn how to reinforce new language through action. You will learn how to make self-talk an ally. For now, remember this truth. You are always speaking to yourself. Make sure the message supports the direction you want to go. Chapter 6. Visualization and mental images. The mind thinks in pictures. Even when words are used, images often appear beneath them. The subconscious responds to these images first. Visualization is the process of creating mental pictures on purpose. It is not imagination for escape. It is imagination with direction. The subconscious does not clearly separate real events from vividly imagined ones. It responds to both in a similar way. This is why a remembered moment can trigger emotion. This is also why imagined scenes can feel real. When you picture an event clearly, the body responds. Muscles react slightly. Breathing adjusts. Emotion follows. This response happens without conscious effort. Think about biting into a lemon. If you imagine it clearly, the mouth reacts. Saliva increases. The body responds to the image. The lemon is not present, yet the reaction is real. This simple example reveals a powerful principle. The subconscious accepts images as experience. Visualization becomes powerful through repetition and clarity. A vague image creates little response. A clear image creates strong signals. The subconscious prefers simple and focused scenes. Short visual moments work better than long stories. Think of visualization as mental rehearsal. The mind practices before action. This is why performers visualize success. They rehearse calm behavior. They picture smooth execution. The subconscious learns the pattern. When the real moment arrives, the body recognizes it. Visualization also influences belief. If success feels familiar, fear decreases. If failure is constantly imagined, hesitation grows. The mind moves toward what feels known. Many people visualize without realizing it. They replay past mistakes. They imagine problems before they happen. They picture negative outcomes. The subconscious accepts these images too. This is not meant to create fear. It is meant to create awareness. You are already visualizing. The choice is direction. Guided visualization works best when the mind is relaxed. Calm attention allows images to settle. Pressure blocks imagination. Before sleep is a powerful time. The mind is quiet. Images sink deeper. Visualization after waking is also effective. The day has not yet shaped emotion. The mind is open. When visualizing, emotion should be calm. Strong excitement is not required. Steady confidence works better. Picture yourself acting with ease. See small details. Notice posture. Notice timing. Do not rush the image. Let it feel natural. Visualization is not about perfection. It is about familiarity. If the image feels unrealistic, simplify it. Start with small improvements. Build gradually. For example, instead of visualizing total success, imagine handling the first step calmly. This reduces resistance. The subconscious accepts it more easily. Images work best when paired with words. A short phrase can guide the picture. The phrase sets direction. The image gives it form. For instance, the phrase calm and focused can guide a mental scene. You see yourself breathing steadily. You see smooth movement. This combination strengthens learning. The subconscious also responds to symbolic images. Strength can be imagined as steady light. Confidence can be pictured as grounded posture. The mind understands symbols quickly. Visualization also supports emotional change. If fear is present, imagine safety. If doubt appears, imagine stability. These images send calming signals to the nervous system. Over time, repeated images create new patterns. The body learns new responses. Behavior adjusts automatically. Visualization does not replace action. It prepares action. When behavior follows imagery, belief strengthens. The subconscious connects image with reality. Small actions confirm the message. The loop becomes complete. Many people stop visualizing because they expect instant results. Change happens gradually. The subconscious builds patterns over time. Consistency matters more than intensity. Even 1 minute of daily visualization can be effective. What matters is repetition. This chapter teaches a simple skill. Direct your inner images. Choose what you rehearse mentally. The images you repeat become familiar. The familiar becomes comfortable. The comfortable becomes behavior. In the chapters ahead, you will learn how to combine visualization with belief and expectation. You will learn how to remove inner resistance gently. You will learn how to make mental imagery a daily tool. For now, remember this principle. The mind moves toward the pictures you hold most often. Chapter 7. Belief, Faith, and Expectation. Belief is not something you force. It is something you accept over time. Faith is not blind hope. It is calm trust in a direction. Expectation is the result of belief repeated consistently. Together, belief, faith, and expectation shape how the subconscious responds. The subconscious does not respond to what you want once. It responds to what you expect repeatedly. Expectation acts like a signal. It tells the subconscious what outcome to prepare for. When you expect success, your behavior adjusts naturally. When you expect failure, hesitation appears. The body prepares for what the mind believes is likely. Belief begins with exposure. You hear an idea, you experience it, you repeat it internally. Over time, the idea feels familiar. Familiarity becomes belief. Faith develops when belief is supported by experience. Even small evidence strengthens trust. Each positive result reinforces confidence. Expectation is belief in motion. Consider a simple example. A person expects their phone to turn on when they press the button. They do not feel doubt. They do not question the outcome. They simply press the button. That certainty is expectation. Now imagine pressing the button while expecting it to fail. Your confidence changes. Your patience changes. Your reaction changes. The same principle applies to life. When you expect progress, effort feels lighter. When you expect difficulty, effort feels heavy. The subconscious follows expectation closely. It adjusts energy levels. It adjusts focus. It adjusts persistence. This is why belief matters more than motivation. Motivation rises and falls. Belief remains steady. Faith is what allows belief to stay calm. It does not rush. It does not demand proof immediately. Faith allows repetition without pressure. Many people misunderstand faith. They think it means ignoring reality. In truth, faith means trusting the process. It means continuing even when results are not immediate. It means holding direction without anxiety. The subconscious responds well to calm confidence. Urgency creates tension. Tension signals danger. When the subconscious senses danger, it resists change. Expectation should feel natural, not forced, not dramatic. If expectation feels unrealistic, resistance appears. The subconscious pulls back. This is why gradual belief building is effective. Small expectations are accepted easily. Once accepted, they expand naturally. For example, instead of expecting complete transformation, expect small improvement. Instead of expecting perfection, expect progress. These expectations feel safe. The subconscious supports what feels safe. Belief also influences perception. You notice what you expect to see. If you expect opportunity, you notice options. If you expect rejection, you notice obstacles. The mind filters reality through belief. This filter operates silently. You may think you are seeing reality clearly. In truth, you are seeing what belief allows. Expectation shapes interpretation. The same event can feel encouraging or discouraging. The difference is belief. This does not mean ignoring challenges. It means interpreting them differently. A challenge can be seen as confirmation of struggle, or it can be seen as part of growth. The subconscious responds to interpretation, not facts alone. Faith stabilizes interpretation. It keeps emotions steady during uncertainty. Without faith, doubt grows quickly. Doubt weakens repetition. Weak repetition fails to build belief. Faith allows patience. The subconscious builds patterns slowly. It does not rush. It responds to consistency. Expectation also affects timing. If you expect delay, patience increases. If you expect instant results, frustration appears. Frustration disrupts belief. Calm expectation allows the process to unfold. This is why inner pressure is counterproductive. Pressure sends a signal of lack. Lack creates tension. Faith sends a signal of trust. Trust creates openness. The subconscious prefers openness. Belief can be strengthened deliberately. You strengthen it by noticing small successes. You strengthen it by acknowledging progress. You strengthen it by repeating supportive conclusions. Each time you say, "This is working," belief grows. Each time you say, "I am learning," faith deepens. Expectation follows naturally. Language plays a role here. Words shape belief. Belief shapes expectation. Visual imagery also strengthens belief. Seeing success mentally makes it feel familiar. Familiar outcomes feel expected. Action confirms belief. Even small action provides evidence. Evidence strengthens faith. This creates a cycle. Belief guides action. Action produces results. Results reinforce belief. When belief, faith, and expectation align, effort feels smooth. Resistance fades. Direction becomes clear. This alignment does not happen overnight. It develops through repetition. It grows through experience. The purpose of this chapter is understanding. Once you understand how belief forms, you stop blaming yourself. You realize belief is built, not chosen instantly. You also realize belief can be reshaped. In the chapters ahead, you will learn how to strengthen belief gently. You will learn how to use expectation without pressure. You will learn how to allow faith to stabilize progress. For now, remember this principle. What you expect consistently becomes what your subconscious prepares for. Chapter 8: Habits and Automatic Behavior. Much of your daily life happens without conscious thought. You wake up and follow familiar routines. You move through tasks without planning each step. You react before you decide. This is the work of habits and automatic behavior. A habit is a learned response. It begins as a choice. Over time, it becomes automatic. Once automatic, it no longer requires effort. The subconscious mind is responsible for habits. Its purpose is efficiency. It looks for patterns. When a pattern repeats, it stores it. This allows the mind to conserve energy. Imagine having to think about every step while walking. Life would feel exhausting. Habits remove that burden. Your subconscious turns repeated actions into routines. Once stored, they run on their own. Habits are not only physical, they are mental and emotional as well. You can have habits of thinking. You can have habits of reacting. You can have habits of feeling. For example, some people habitually worry. Others habitually remain calm. Some react with confidence. Others react with doubt. These reactions feel natural, but they were learned. A habit begins with a trigger. The trigger activates a response. The response creates a result. When the result is repeated, the loop strengthens. For example, stress appears. The response is tension. The result is temporary control. The subconscious notices relief. It stores the pattern. The habit repeats. The subconscious does not ask if the habit is helpful. It only notices consistency. This is an important truth. Habits form without intention. They form through repetition. This is why breaking habits with force often fails. Force comes from the conscious mind. Habits live in the subconscious. When force is applied, resistance appears. The subconscious protects familiar patterns. Change feels uncomfortable because familiarity feels safe. To change a habit, you must understand its purpose. Every habit serves a function. Even negative habits provide something. Some provide comfort. Some provide distraction. Some provide a sense of control. Once you see the purpose, change becomes easier. Instead of fighting the habit, you replace it. The subconscious accepts replacement better than removal. For example, if a habit provides relief, replace it with a healthier relief. If a habit provides distraction, replace it with a calmer focus. Small changes are powerful here. A tiny shift repeated daily creates a new pattern. A new pattern slowly becomes automatic. This process requires patience. The subconscious learns through exposure. It does not respond well to sudden pressure. Think of habit change like steering a large ship. You do not turn sharply. You adjust gradually. Automatic behavior also explains emotional reactions. When a similar situation repeats, the subconscious reacts quickly. It recognizes the pattern. It activates the stored response. This is why emotional reactions can feel instant. You may think, why did I react that way? The answer is habit. The reaction was learned before awareness was present. This does not mean you are powerless. It means awareness is the starting point. When you notice a habit, you bring it into consciousness. Once conscious, it becomes flexible. Awareness slows the automatic response. Even a short pause changes the pattern. Instead of reacting immediately, you observe. Observation creates space. Space creates choice. Choice weakens old habits. New habits are built the same way. Old ones were built through repetition, through consistency, through emotion. The subconscious responds well to routine. Doing something at the same time daily strengthens learning. This is why morning and evening routines are powerful. The mind is open. Patterns sink deeper. Language also supports habit change. How you describe behavior matters. Saying, I am trying to change, feels uncertain. Saying, I am building a new habit, feels stable. The subconscious responds to certainty. Identity also plays a role. When you see yourself as someone who acts a certain way, behavior follows. Identity shapes habit. Habit reinforces identity. This loop can work in your favor. If you act calmly, even slightly, the subconscious notices. If you repeat it, calm becomes familiar. Familiar becomes automatic. This is how transformation happens quietly. There is no dramatic moment. There is steady alignment. Mistakes do not break habits. Repetition builds them. Missing one day does not undo progress. Returning consistently strengthens the pattern. The subconscious is patient. It responds to trends, not moments. This chapter is about understanding automatic behavior. Once you understand it, self-judgment fades. You stop asking what is wrong with me. You start asking what pattern is running. That question leads to solutions. In the chapters ahead, you will learn how to use habit formation deliberately. You will learn how to work with repetition instead of resisting it. You will learn how to make automatic behavior support your goals. For now, remember this principle. What you repeat becomes automatic, and what becomes automatic shapes your life. Chapter 9. Healing through the subconscious mind. Healing begins inside before it appears outside. The body listens to the mind constantly. Every thought sends a signal. Every emotion sends instruction. The subconscious mind plays a central role in this process. Your body is not separate from your inner world. They communicate all the time. The subconscious acts as the bridge. It regulates breathing. It controls heartbeat. It manages digestion and balance. It also responds to emotional states. When the mind feels safe, the body relaxes. When the mind feels threatened, the body prepares for defense. This response is automatic. Stress is one of the clearest examples. A stressful thought appears. The subconscious reacts instantly. Muscles tighten. Breathing becomes shallow. Energy shifts towards survival. If stress is brief, the body recovers. If stress is repeated, the body adapts. Tension becomes normal. Over time, the body learns stress as a pattern. This is not intentional. It is learned behavior. Healing through the subconscious begins with understanding this connection. The subconscious does not create illness to harm you. It responds to repeated signals. It follows patterns that feel familiar. If worry is repeated daily, the body remains alert. If fear becomes constant, recovery slows. This does not mean thoughts cause every condition. It means inner states influence recovery and balance. Calm states support healing. Rest supports healing. Positive expectation supports healing. The subconscious responds to these signals. Think about a time when you felt deeply relaxed. Your body felt lighter. Your breathing was steady. Pain felt reduced. This is not imagination. It is nervous system response. When the subconscious senses safety, it shifts the body into repair mode. Blood flow improves. Muscles release. The immune response stabilizes. Healing is not forced. It is allowed. Many people try to heal through effort alone. They push the body. They fight symptoms. They create pressure. Pressure creates resistance. The subconscious responds better to cooperation. This is why relaxation techniques help recovery. They send a message of safety. Safety allows restoration. Visualization can support healing. Imagining the body functioning smoothly sends calm signals. The subconscious responds to these images. For example, picturing steady breathing can slow the breath. Imagining warmth can relax muscles. Imagining balance can reduce tension. These images do not replace medical care. They support the body's natural response. Language also plays a role. How you speak about your body matters. Saying "my body is failing" creates fear. Saying "my body is responding" creates calm. The subconscious responds to meaning. Self-talk that is gentle supports healing. Harsh inner language increases stress. This is why emotional environment matters during recovery. The subconscious listens closely during vulnerability. Words spoken to yourself carry weight. Another important factor is expectation. If you expect improvement, even small improvement, the body responds differently. Hope reduces tension. Calms expectation improves focus. This does not mean denying discomfort. It means guiding attention towards support. Healing is often gradual. The subconscious builds balance step by step. Impatience can interrupt progress. Trust allows continuity. Rest is also a key part of healing. During rest, the conscious mind quiets. The subconscious becomes more active. Sleep is when repair occurs. This is why bedtime thoughts matter during healing. Ending the day with calm images supports overnight recovery. Ending the day with worry increases tension. Even brief relaxation before sleep helps. Healing through the subconscious also involves releasing stored emotion. Unexpressed emotion can create inner tension. Tension affects the body. Acknowledging emotion allows release. Release reduces pressure. This does not require reliving pain. It requires awareness and acceptance. Gentle awareness allows the nervous system to reset. Another key aspect is consistency. Small calming practices done daily work better than intense efforts done rarely. The subconscious responds to routine. 5 minutes of calm breathing daily creates stability. Short visualization, repeated, often builds trust. The subconscious learns that safety is available. Healing is not always dramatic. It often happens quietly. Progress may feel subtle. This does not mean it is not working. The body responds to patterns over time. The purpose of this chapter is balance. Healing is not about control. It is about alignment. When thoughts support calm, the subconscious responds. When emotions settle, the body follows. This chapter does not promise instant results. It offers understanding. Understanding reduces fear. Reduced fear supports healing. In the chapters ahead, you will learn how to strengthen inner balance further. You will learn how to release resistance gently. You will learn how to support recovery through daily mental habits. For now, remember this principle. The body listens to the subconscious mind. When the mind feels safe, healing becomes possible. Chapter 10. Overcoming fear and limiting beliefs. Fear is not the enemy. It is a signal. It is the mind's way of protecting what feels familiar. Limiting beliefs grow from the same place. They are learned ideas. They are not facts. Fear and limiting beliefs live in the subconscious mind. They operate quietly. They influence decisions before awareness appears. Most fear is not about danger in the present moment. It is about memory. It is about expectation based on past experience. The subconscious remembers emotional events clearly. If pain was felt before, it tries to prevent it again. This happens automatically. A limiting belief often begins with a single experience, a failure, a rejection, a moment of embarrassment. The emotion attached to that moment is stored. The mind draws a conclusion. That conclusion becomes a belief. For example, a person speaks up once and feels judged. The emotion is discomfort. The belief forms quietly. Speaking up is unsafe. The subconscious stores this belief to protect you. It is not trying to limit you. It is trying to prevent discomfort. Fear is a strategy. It is not a truth. Limiting beliefs feel convincing because they are familiar. They repeat internally. They sound reasonable. I am not good at this. People like me do not succeed. This always goes wrong. These statements feel factual. In reality, they are interpretations. The subconscious does not question them. It acts on them. This is why fear can stop action, even when logic disagrees. Logic belongs to the conscious mind. Fear belongs to the subconscious. When the two conflict, fear often wins. Overcoming fear does not require force. Force increases resistance. Resistance strengthens fear. The goal is understanding. When you understand fear, it loses authority. Fear grows when it is avoided. Avoidance confirms danger. The subconscious concludes that fear was justified. Facing fear gently weakens it. Small exposure creates new evidence. New evidence updates belief. This is how limiting beliefs dissolve, not through argument, through experience. You do not remove fear by proving it wrong. You remove it by showing it something new. Consider learning to swim. At first, water feels unsafe. The body tenses. Fear appears. With gentle practice, the body learns support. Confidence grows. Fear fades. The water did not change. Belief changed. Limiting beliefs work the same way. Another important step is identifying the belief clearly. Vague fear feels overwhelming. Clear belief feels manageable. Ask yourself what the fear is protecting you from. Ask what it believes will happen. When the belief is named, it becomes visible. Visibility reduces power. Many beliefs were formed early. They were absorbed without evaluation. They felt true at the time. Now you have awareness. Awareness allows update. The subconscious updates beliefs through repetition and safety. If change feels threatening, resistance appears. If change feels safe, acceptance grows. This is why gradual progress works best. Instead of challenging the belief completely, soften it. Replace "I cannot do this" with "I am learning to do this." Replace "this is dangerous" with "this is uncomfortable, but manageable." These phrases reduce threat. Reduced threat allows exploration. Emotion matters here. If you try to replace a belief while feeling tense, the subconscious resists. If you introduce a new idea calmly, it listens. Calm repetition builds trust. Another key factor is identity. Beliefs are tied to how you see yourself. If a belief protects identity, it is defended strongly. For example, if you see yourself as cautious, bold action feels unsafe. The belief supports identity. To change the belief, identity must expand gently. You do not become reckless. You become capable. This shift feels safer. Action reinforces belief change. Even small action provides evidence. Evidence weakens fear. If you speak once despite fear, and nothing bad happens, the belief loosens. If you repeat this, the belief updates. The subconscious learns from outcome. Fear also weakens when compassion is present. Harsh self-judgment increases tension. Tension signals danger. Gentle self-talk signals safety. Safety allows learning. Treat fear as information, not failure. Fear says this is unfamiliar. It does not say this is impossible. Limiting beliefs often feel permanent. In reality, they are flexible. They were learned. They can be unlearned. This process takes patience. The subconscious does not respond to urgency. It responds to consistency. Daily small steps reshape belief faster than rare big efforts. It is also important to recognize progress. Acknowledging success strengthens confidence. Confidence reduces fear. If progress is ignored, fear remains alert. Celebrate effort, not outcome. Effort signals courage. Courage builds trust. This chapter is not about eliminating fear completely. Fear will always appear at the edge of growth. The goal is relationship change. Fear becomes a signal, not a barrier. Belief becomes flexible, not fixed. When fear is understood, it no longer controls direction. In the chapters ahead, you will learn how to replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones. You will learn how to reinforce confidence through repetition and action. You will learn how to make courage feel natural. For now, remember this principle. Fear is a learned response, and what is learned can be changed. Chapter 11. Reprogramming the subconscious mind. Reprogramming the subconscious mind is not about control. It is about communication. It is about replacing old instructions with new ones. The subconscious does not resist change by nature. It resists confusion. When messages are clear and consistent, it adapts. Most programming happens unintentionally. Ideas are absorbed through repetition. Emotions attach meaning. Behavior confirms belief. Reprogramming follows the same process. The difference is awareness. The first step is clarity. You must know what pattern you want to change. Vague intention creates weak results. Clear intention creates direction. For example, saying "I want to be better" is unclear. Saying "I want to respond calmly in pressure situations" is clear. The subconscious responds to specificity. Once clarity is present, repetition becomes effective. Repetition is how the subconscious learns. It is not impressed by intensity. It responds to consistency. Short messages repeated daily work best. Long messages used once are easily forgotten. This is why simple affirming statements are effective. They are easy to repeat. They are easy to remember. They are easy to accept. The language used during reprogramming matters. The subconscious responds best to present focused statements. It reacts to certainty. For example, saying "I am learning to stay calm" feels natural. Saying "I will stop being anxious someday" feels distant. The first guides behavior now. The second delays response. The emotion must match the message. If words are positive, but emotion is tense, conflict appears. Calm emotion creates openness. This is why reprogramming should feel gentle. Pressure signals danger. Safety signals learning. The subconscious opens when it feels safe. Another key element is timing. Certain moments allow deeper access. Before sleep is one of them. The conscious mind relaxes. Critical thinking slows. Ideas pass more easily. After waking is another. The mind is clear. Patterns are not yet active. Using these moments increases effectiveness. Visualization strengthens reprogramming. Words tell the subconscious what to expect. Images show it how it looks. When words and images align, learning deepens. For example, repeating "I respond calmly" while imagining steady breathing creates a clear signal. The subconscious receives both instruction and example. Action is the final step. Action confirms belief. Even small action sends proof. Proof strengthens acceptance. If you repeat calm language and then pause before reacting, the subconscious notices. It stores the new pattern. This is how identity changes quietly. Old programs do not disappear instantly. They fade as new ones strengthen. This is important to remember. Setbacks do not mean failure. They mean old patterns are still active. Persistence matters more than perfection. Each repetition strengthens the new path. Each calm response weakens the old one. The subconscious updates gradually. It replaces patterns based on frequency. Another important part of reprogramming is environment. What you hear often matters. What you watch matters. What you surround yourself with matters. The subconscious absorbs tone and message continuously. Reducing negative input supports change. Increasing supportive input accelerates it. This includes inner environment as well. Self-talk must align with intention. Harsh inner language slows reprogramming. Supportive language speeds it up. Reprogramming also requires patience. The subconscious does not respond to urgency. Urgency creates pressure. Pressure blocks learning. Trust the process. Reprogramming works best when it becomes routine. A few minutes daily is enough. Consistency builds trust. Think of it as teaching. You repeat calmly. You guide gently. You allow time. The subconscious learns like a child. It responds to repetition. It responds to emotion. It responds to example. This chapter is about empowerment. You are not broken. You are programmed, and programming can be updated. In the chapters ahead, you will learn how to use reprogramming for success and alignment. You will learn how to maintain new patterns. You will learn how to live in cooperation with your inner mind. For now, remember this principle. The subconscious follows the most repeated and emotionally consistent message. Choose that message with care. Chapter 12. Using the subconscious for success. Success is not created by effort alone. It is created by alignment between intention and behavior. That alignment is guided by the subconscious mind. Many people work hard yet feel blocked. Others seem to move forward with ease. The difference is not talent, it is inner direction. The subconscious mind determines how consistently you act. It influences confidence. It affects persistence. It shapes how you respond to challenge. When the subconscious supports a goal, action feels natural. When it resists, progress feels forced. Using the subconscious for success begins with definition. Success must be clear. Vague goals create weak signals. The subconscious responds best to specific direction. It needs to know what to support. For example, saying, "I want success" is unclear. Saying, "I want to improve my communication skills daily" is clear. Clear goals create clear patterns. Once direction is set, expectation follows. Expectation tells the subconscious what outcome to prepare for. If you expect progress, you act differently. You notice opportunities. You recover faster from setbacks. If you expect difficulty, hesitation appears. Energy drops. Focus scatters. Expectation shapes behavior quietly. The subconscious also supports success through habit formation. Repeated success-focused actions become automatic. Automatic behavior requires less effort. This is why consistency matters more than intensity. Small actions repeated daily send strong signals. The subconscious recognizes patterns. It adjusts identity accordingly. Over time, you stop trying to succeed. You begin acting like someone who succeeds. This shift is subtle, but it is powerful. Success is also influenced by emotional tone. The subconscious responds best to calm confidence. Urgency creates tension. Tension reduces clarity. Calm effort sustains momentum. When pressure is high, the subconscious senses threat. It shifts toward protection. Growth slows. When effort feels steady, the subconscious supports expansion. This is why sustainable success feels balanced. It does not require constant struggle. Visualization plays a role here. Seeing yourself handling success calmly builds familiarity. Familiar success feels safe. When success feels safe, resistance fades. Many people subconsciously fear success. They associate it with pressure. They associate it with responsibility. The subconscious reacts by slowing progress. This fear is not obvious. It appears as distraction or delay. The solution is reframing. Success must be associated with ease. It must feel manageable. Visualize success as calm and stable, not overwhelming, not chaotic. The subconscious moves toward what feels safe. Language also matters. How you describe success shapes response. Saying success is hard creates resistance. Saying success is built daily creates openness. Words guide expectation. Expectation guides action. Another key factor is identity alignment. The subconscious acts in line with identity. If you see yourself as capable, behavior follows. If you see yourself as struggling, effort feels heavy. Identity changes through repetition. Each small success updates self-image. This is why acknowledging progress matters. Recognition strengthens belief. Belief fuels consistency. Ignoring progress weakens motivation. Action reinforces programming. Thinking alone is not enough. Action provides evidence. Evidence strengthens belief. Even small action counts. Small steps repeated build confidence. The subconscious does not measure size. It measures frequency. Failure does not stop success. Interpretation does. If failure is seen as learning, progress continues. If failure is seen as proof of limitation, resistance grows. The subconscious responds to meaning. Meaning determines direction. Successful people do not avoid failure. They avoid negative interpretation. They allow correction without self-judgment. This creates emotional stability. Stability supports long-term success. Environment also influences subconscious success. The people you listen to matter. The content you consume matters. The subconscious absorbs tone continuously. Supportive environments strengthen belief. Negative environments slow growth. This includes inner environment as well. Your inner voice should guide, not attack. Self-respect supports success. Success through the subconscious is not manipulation. It is cooperation. You stop forcing outcomes. You start aligning behavior. This alignment builds momentum. Momentum creates results. Success becomes a process, not a destination. Daily actions guided by clear intention produce long-term achievement. This chapter is about integration. You have learned how the subconscious works. Now you learn how to apply it. In the chapters ahead, you will learn how to live in alignment with your inner mind. You will learn how to maintain balance and direction. You will learn how to sustain growth without burnout. For now, remember this principle. When the subconscious supports your goal, success feels natural and repeatable. Chapter 13. Living in alignment with your inner mind. Alignment is the state where your thoughts, emotions, and actions move in the same direction. When alignment is present, life feels smoother, decisions feel clearer, effort feels meaningful. Living in alignment with your inner mind means working with yourself instead of against yourself. Most inner conflict comes from mixed signals. The conscious mind wants one thing, the subconscious expects another. When this happens, progress slows, energy feels divided, motivation fades. Alignment removes that division. Your inner mind is always responding to patterns. It watches what you repeat. It listens to how you speak to yourself. It learns from how you react. Alignment begins with awareness. You notice your thoughts without judgment. You observe emotional reactions. You recognize automatic behavior. This observation creates clarity. Clarity creates choice. Once you see a pattern, you can guide it. Without awareness, patterns run automatically. Living in alignment does not mean perfection. It means consistency. You do not need to feel confident all the time. You need to respond with intention. A calm response repeated often creates stability. Stability creates trust. Trust strengthens alignment. Alignment also means respecting your inner signals. Fatigue is a signal. Tension is a signal. Resistance is a signal. These signals are not enemies. They are information. Ignoring them creates conflict. Listening to them creates cooperation. For example, if effort feels forced, something is misaligned. The goal may be unclear. The expectation may be unrealistic. The emotion may be tense. Alignment asks you to adjust, not push. Small adjustments restore flow. Your inner mind responds best to honesty. Pretending confidence creates pressure. Allowing growth creates ease. You can acknowledge fear without obeying it. You can notice doubt without feeding it. This balance keeps the subconscious calm. Daily routines support alignment. Consistent sleep supports balance. Regular reflection supports clarity. The subconscious thrives on rhythm. When life feels chaotic, alignment weakens. When structure returns, stability follows. Language plays a key role here. How you describe your life shapes how it feels. Saying "I am overwhelmed" increases tension. Saying "I am organizing my priorities" creates direction. Words guide emotion. Emotion guides behavior. Living in alignment also means choosing focus carefully. What you focus on grows in importance. What you repeat gains strength. If you focus on problems constantly, the mind prepares for struggle. If you focus on solutions regularly, the mind prepares for action. This does not mean ignoring reality. It means choosing interpretation. Interpretation shapes experience. Alignment improves decision-making. Choices feel grounded. Regret reduces. This is because decisions are made from clarity instead of pressure. When inner conflict fades, intuition strengthens. Intuition is not mystery. It is pattern recognition. The subconscious notices signals before the conscious mind does. When alignment is present, intuition feels reliable. When conflict is present, intuition feels confusing. Alignment also supports emotional resilience. Setbacks feel manageable. Recovery is faster. The subconscious no longer treats challenges as threats. It treats them as adjustments. This reduces stress. Reduced stress supports clarity. Living in alignment does not remove effort. It removes friction. Effort becomes focused. Energy becomes directed. This is why aligned action feels satisfying even when it is demanding. You are no longer fighting your own mind. You are guiding it. Alignment grows through daily practice. Small, consistent actions matter most. Pausing before reacting, choosing words carefully, ending the day with calm reflection. These practices shape inner patterns. Over time, alignment becomes familiar. Familiar becomes automatic. Life begins to feel cooperative. You trust yourself more. You rely less on force. You move with intention. This chapter completes the foundation of this book. You now understand how the subconscious works. You understand how it learns. You understand how to guide it. Living in alignment is not a final state. It is an ongoing relationship. You listen. You adjust. You repeat. As long as you maintain awareness, alignment remains available. For now, remember this principle. When your inner mind and conscious intention work together, life moves with clarity and ease. Conclusion. You have now reached the end of this journey, but the work you have begun does not end here. Throughout this book, you have learned one central truth. Your subconscious mind is always listening. It responds to patterns, not wishes. It follows repetition, emotion, and expectation. You have learned that your inner world shapes your outer results. Thoughts guide emotion. Emotion guides behavior. Behavior becomes habit. Habit shapes life. None of this happens by accident. It happens through learning. This understanding is empowering. It removes blame. It replaces confusion with clarity. You are not broken. You are programmed, and what has been programmed can be updated. You have seen how beliefs are formed. You have understood how fear develops. You have learned how words, images, and emotions send instructions to the mind. Most importantly, you have learned that change does not require force. It requires consistency. It requires alignment. Small changes repeated daily reshape identity. Gentle awareness creates lasting transformation. This book was not written to overwhelm you. It was written to simplify. You do not need to control every thought. You only need to guide repeated ones. You do not need to eliminate emotion. You need to understand it. You do not need to fight habits. You need to replace them. Progress happens quietly, often without drama, often without immediate proof. Trust this process. The subconscious builds patterns slowly, but once built, they are strong. Choose your inner language carefully. Choose your focus deliberately. Choose repetition with intention. End each day with calm reflection. Begin each day with clear direction. Let success feel safe. Let growth feel manageable. The power you have explored in this book is not new. It has always been within you. It has simply been waiting for guidance. As you move forward, remember this. Your subconscious mind works for you at all times. When you give it clear direction, it delivers consistent results. This is not the end. It is the beginning of a new relationship with your inner mind. A relationship built on awareness. A relationship built on trust. A relationship built on alignment. And when your inner world is aligned, your outer world follows naturally.